just got the FetalPlus Air Pro wearable breast pump, and I absolutely love wearable breast pumps. I don't know that I'd be able to keep up with pumping without them, so I'm gonna get this one opened up and test it out and let you guys know how it works. I'm Katie Bearline. I share a lot about pregnancy, postpartum, and mom life in general, so I really hope that you like, subscribe, and follow along for all of the mom content. So what's included? Pump control unit, collection cup front, collection cup rear, silicone membrane, air chamber, backflow valve. There's 4 sizes of flange inserts, which is more than I've ever seen. And this will be my 4th pump that I'm trying. So that's crazy. But user manual, quick guide, and then the charging cable. So let's open her up. One thing that I love that I've been seeing in the instruction guides for all of the mom products that I've been testing out is that there are pictures for exactly how to use it. And then there's also a quick guide. So there's a quick guide for assembling and then pictures for how everything works. And I really greatly appreciate that, just because it's not that moms can't read. It's not that moms don't want to do the work. It's that we physically don't have time. Like, literally, give it to us, plain and simple, bing, bang, boom, and that's perfect. Before having kids, I just never even thought that like having different sized nipples or body parts would affect like pumps or anything. That just did not even click in my brain. So learning that like you actually have to measure it, and that can just make a huge difference. And some people that actually think that they're not getting a lot of milk production when they're pumping, it might be because they're not using the right size flange. So this one has a measuring chart on here. It explains to you how to use it. I already know what size I use. This is my 2nd baby, so already have been there. So I am also, though, very impressed that they have not just 2 sizes. Almost all the pumps that I've tried only are standard for 2 sizes, which is typically 21 or 24. And this one actually has 2 additional, which I think they said was 18 and 15. So that's very cool. While I'm opening up the flanges, I just want to say, when you are measuring, and I'm sure that it explains this in the guide, that just because you're one size on one side doesn't mean that both the girls are the exact same size. So definitely check it out. And if you are in the hospital, if this is your first baby, then this is something that you could talk to a lactation specialist about. Or if it's something that you're doing at home and you've not had a chance to meet with a lactation specialist, or maybe you haven't had your baby yet, then you could use the measuring guide. So I'm literally in shock. When I was turning this around, this is actually, if you look at it, it has its own flange already on there that is 27 millimeters. So this actually comes with 5 sizes already. That isn't incredible. On the first bag that I opened are extra pieces for what's inside there, so I can see them already. So that's cool too. So here is everything kind of laid out on the table of what was in the box. I typically pump in the morning and then sometimes at night. And right now it's quiet time in my house. And I actually didn't get to pump great this morning because my wearable pump is wearing out, because I had used it all through my first pregnancy, and now with my 2nd, and my youngest is 6 months old, so it is definitely, it's done a lot of work. It's helped us a lot, but I'm gonna go and change real quick so that I can put the wearable pump in, try it out, and give you guys a review. One of my favorite things about wearable pumps is that I don't have to stop my day to pump. I can continue playing with my little guys. I can do chores. I can change the laundry. I can do crafts. I can edit my videos, whatever I need to do. And it doesn't put my life on hold, because let's be honest, pumping is like a job. And it's something that we have to do whether we're working moms and we're sending our little ones away so they need milk in a bottle that somebody else can give them, or if we're pumping to keep our supply up, then it's like the necessary evil to being postpartum. But wearable pumps makes it so much easier because then you can just put them in, continue on with your day, wash them, store your milk, and be good for the next day or later if you have to pump again. So we're going to try these ones out. One thing I did notice is the other wearable pumps I have like the milk catches on the front, and then there's like a little spot that like kind of plugs it so that your milk doesn't leak out if you tip over. This is on the bottom, so we'll see how it works and how taking apart goes, but I'll see you after I pump. So I just finished pumping, and I have to say that was quite possibly one of the most painful pumping experiences I've ever had, but it is adjustable, so I was able to make sure that it was more comfortable and felt actually more like nursing. I'll go ahead and I'll dump this out into my breast milk bags and put it in my freezer to store, and then I'm going to use it for a week, and throughout the week I will go ahead and share kind of what my experience with this pump is. So far so good, definitely a learning curve, but there is with every pump. Stay tuned. We'll see you another day. So it's now midweek, and I wanted to show you how to dump milk out of the FetalPlus Air Pro. And so you're just taking this top piece off, and that's where all of the controls are. And then there's a pour spout right at the top. And I've definitely learned how to control for comfort wise. I feel like I'm actually, I spilled some out the back. It may have been too full, but I've learned how to control it. I definitely feel like I'm pumping a good bit of milk each morning, and just kind of wanted to share that, like, how you're pouring each one out. So that one was about 6 ounces. So I will need another bag. All right, so again, just kind of rock it off. Probably could be just pull it off. I am still learning this pump, so I want to make sure that I'm not breaking anything or completely understanding how that it works. There's one 8-ounce bag. Check back in later. So I've now been using the FetalPlus Air Pro for about 10 days, and I am way more used to the suction. I love the way that it fits into a sports bra or a tank with a built-in bra. I have not been able to try it with a regular bra, but I've never used a pump with like a wearable pump in a regular bra, so that's not really something that I would use on a regular basis or wear on a regular basis. So I was actually away for like a girls trip mom weekend while I was testing out the pump, and I have to say it was super lightweight and easy to pack. I used it multiple times a day for 3 days, and it never lost a charge, which I took the charging cables with me, but I thought it was so cool that I didn't have to use it, even though I was pumping maybe 5 or 6 times each day. So definitely great battery life, easy to pack, and then also it was very easy to clean. So there's not too many parts on it, separate from like the battery that you take off, that you have to worry about, like, is something going to fall down the drain? Some of the parts are a little bit smaller, so I was a little bit worried about that, but there's just not that many parts to put back together. So that in itself also just kind of makes it hassle-free. As for a regular day with baby, now I always pump at least once or twice a day on any given day. The one thing I will say about this one compared to other wearable pumps that I have tried, you just have to pay attention to if you know that you overproduce and that they could fill up. You can't see it from the top, so I would just check to see how full the cup is getting, or the catch. I don't really know what the terminology would be there, but so that you don't pour out. I had a couple times when I was wearing it and I just kind of got lost in my head of doing all of the other things, which like is one of the reasons I absolutely love wearable pumps, and you're not like stuck sitting, and that you can like move around and work and do laundry and take care of other things if you have other kids or whatever. And I did not keep track of time or how filled the cups were, which I mean, eventually the battery does stop for a pumping cycle, but I am a person that overproduces, and I ended up losing milk because it was actively pumping in and then pouring back out. But as long as you pay attention to it, then like that's fine. You won't have any issues. Really enjoy this pump. I absolutely recommend this one as a wearable pump. If you're building a registry or looking to get a new wearable pump, this is definitely an option that I think is worth it. I really hope that this information is helping you. Please go back and check any of the other videos that I've made when I'm comparing pumps or just talking about mom life. I'd love to have you here in the community. But as always, I hope that you subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.